Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Dimmy V here. And today I want to talk about the 40-hour work week. Now, since COVID, and it's pretty much been a year now in Canada since we went into lockdown, I believe March 13th, it's changed the way we've worked for the majority of people the way they work. Why do I think the 40-hour work week is outdated? If we don't start today, then we'll be stuck working to death. Life is too short and we need to enjoy it. Just to be clear, this doesn't mean I'm shying away from working. It's just that we need to reevaluate the time needed to perform work. There's going to be a few people that agree with this, and there's going to be others that disagree with this, and that is fine. Everyone is entitled to their own opinion. This isn't a definitive study. This is just research I performed on my own. I actually put out an Instagram post the other week asking whether 40 hours a week is too much. First of all, a little history of where the 40-hour work week came from. Now, if you do a quick Google search online, you'll see that all sources pretty much point to the same place. Even though people were working many hours back in the 1800s, Henry Ford of Ford Motor Companies popularized the 40-hour work week in 1926. Now, it's not hard to do the math. That's almost 100 years old. That is a long time ago. Now, after conducting some research online, these are my initial thoughts. The 40-hour work week isn't based on best practices. As I mentioned earlier with the history, it dates back to pretty much early 1800s, 1900s. Now, almost 100 years later, times have changed dramatically, and we need to rethink the way productivity is measured. Now, this doesn't apply to every job or industry. For instance, with the hospitality industry, you tend to work evenings and weekends. It also serves a different demographic, from students to temporary foreign workers. The healthcare industry is 24/7. Construction also differs, as you have to meet deadlines and tend to have people on rotation. Why are we paid using time as a unit of measurement? Why isn't it performance-based? For example, there are two employees working an 8-hour day. The first employee works the full 8 hours. The second employee works 4 hours but gets the same amount of work done. Does that mean they should be paid less for being more efficient with their time? Yes, the second employee could start another project, but why be overworked? What if the other project is not due to many months later? What if they don't have the information to be able to perform that second task? Why can't that second employee take the time off and relax and reinvest and be more productive the next day? There's actually an article here by Jessica Green, which I'll put in the description down below. And it says people who work regular overtime are less healthy than those who don't. They're more likely to gain weight, fall ill, get injured on the job. They're less alert, more likely to make mistakes after the 8th hour of work. People who routinely extend hours and overtime are less productive than those who work 8 hours a day and 40 hours a week. Another article I came across from The Economist by Terry Williams also states that millennial workers are the first generation to declare that work absolutely should not supersede any and every other facet of life. How about all those times that when you finish work, you come home and all suddenly you're thinking about work while you're taking a shower, while you're cooking, while you're watching TV. Your mind isn't switched off and you're thinking about work. Are you billing those hours? Are you getting paid for that? I don't think so. When you're having to work 9 to 5, 5 days a week, when do you actually have time to do all your personal admin? Like sorting out car insurance or home insurance, doing your taxes, or going to a dental appointment. It's difficult to sort out your personal life when you're having to work during the day. And then when work is over, all the businesses are closed. It's kind of a dilemma. And if you have to eat into your work hours, what happens then? All this personal administration is work in itself. Since COVID, it has changed the way 9 to 5ers have worked. For example, if you took a minimum wage job and worked 40 hours a week, that equated to less money after taxes than collecting the CRB benefit, which is now $1,800 a month, which is still not enough to support the majority of the population, low income, middle class earners. And that doesn't mean it promotes laziness, that people don't want to work. It's just, why would you work 40 hours a week and get less money than what the government are giving you? There's a flaw in the system. And that 40-hour week doesn't include traveling. And what about the rest of your expenses like food? You're going to be left with nothing. Who wants to work a 40-hour week, coming home tired, stuck at a dead-end job? Since COVID, we have also embraced technology, with many of us now working from home. We can work whenever and wherever. Why do we need to waste time traveling to and from work, causing traffic, creating pollution, when we can just work in the comfort of our own home and look after the kids, maybe do a little bit of exercise in between? I have another example here from The Economist. Microsoft in Japan experimented with a new project called Work-Life Choice Challenge, giving its entire 2,300 person workforce 5 Fridays off in a row without decreasing pay. The results were promising. The shortened weeks led to better meetings, happier workers, and productivity being boosted by a staggering 40%. So I have here an example from Business Insider written by Peter Kotecki. Shortening 40-hour work weeks is actually better for everyone. One of the first points I come across is that there was a study back in 2016 of 2,000 office workers in the United Kingdom claims that the average employee works roughly 3 hours during an 8-hour day because they cannot concentrate for more than 4 to 5 hours. In New Zealand, Perpetual Guardian employees work 32-hour weeks in March and April, and the company wants to make the policy change permanent. The firm, which manages estates, trusts, and wills, says the employee productivity increased during the experiment. This led to lower electricity bills and fewer cars on the road during rush hour. That's the point I mentioned earlier. In Sweden, a government study selected a group of retirement home workers to work 30 hours a week while receiving 40 hours. The study ran from February 2015 to December 2016, and the employees later reported that a 6-hour day made them happier and less stressed. And there are consequences here, as the article does state that they had to rehire more people to fill the void for that time missing as they're working less hours. The payroll grew 22% during the study. However, it offset unemployment costs by 10%. And to conclude, nurses working 6 hours a day were more active, less sick, and had less neck and back pain than nurses working 8-hour days. I'll leave a link to all the articles that I've read online down below in the description box. To recap, is working 40 hours a week too much? Firstly, we need to reevaluate the way employees are paid. It shouldn't be by time, it should be by performance. Working long hours shows that productivity drops. You're even advised that when you're studying for an exam to not study 3 hours straight. It's not productive and it's counterintuitive. Why would you work 3 hours straight, 4 hours straight? You come home from work fatigued and tired. There's less job satisfaction. Working 40 hours a week also doesn't allow you to relax and to give time to reinvest in yourself. At the end of the day, we are all human beings, not robots or slaves. So what are the opportunities for working reduced hours but still being paid the same and being paid them by performance and not time? The first thing that comes to mind is flexibility in our schedule. We're more focused on meeting the company's needs than meeting a set number of hours. We have free time to relax our mind and bodies. We have more time to spend with our families, maybe socialize with our friends, or maybe go on a date. We would have more time to exercise for a better and healthier lifestyle. You may have time to start your own business or invent something new. Maybe you'll find a new hobby. Personally, I don't want a job where I'm working all the time, leaving me with no social life. What's the point of working then? And that concludes today's video, everyone. Comment your thoughts down below. Do you agree or disagree? If you enjoyed this video and found it informative, remember to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel for future content, and I will see you in the next one, everyone. Thank you very much.